Welcome to Swarf and Chips. On today's show, we've got Mark Wood from AVON CNC discussing Lehmann tables. Here is today's lineup. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hi, Lindsay.
Welcome.
Hi.
You had a bit of a problem getting to the office this morning, I believe.
I tell you, I mean, it's all that weather, isn't it?
It is. There's a lot of ice and snow about it. I mean, how did you make it in the end?
No!
We have to say thanks to Ross Milne from ETG for that. Much appreciated.
Out of his library.
Yes.
Oh dear. Right, moving on. Comments. Some people will do anything to get on Swarf and Chips.
Where's that go? In the box?
In there, please, Jake. Hey, before I forget, how do we get on your Swarf and Chips?
The camera on.
Yeah.
The floor's yours, carry on.
Fantastic. All your viewers, if you're looking for the best work holding for your turning and milling machines, please visit tameworkholding.com.
Or MTDCNC.com. I had to say that, didn't I?
You had to get that one
He
in.
loves it, old Gareth, doesn't he?
Yeah. He will do anything to get on TV.
He will, absolutely. Yeah.
And another comment from Thomfield Engineering. You got the red carpet treatment, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was really good. And some tea and cakes as well. Really nice cakes. I've never had one like that.
Welsh
You're
cakes.
from that neck of the woods.
Yeah, something like that. Is that in your rider? I must have tea, cakes and a red carpet upon arrival.
Still burning it off now.
Food every single time. Right, we've got to say Shamai, guys, and they also wrote in a comment to say that they'd won some work as a result from your video.
That's brilliant. That's really good. Yeah. Billy did text me as well, actually, to say that. Video was about Mill CNC and the Doosan machines that have been installed there, but the fact they've won work off the back of it as well.
And that video is what, week, 10 days old only?
Yep, Shamai, guys.
Jackie Da.
Oh, goodness. Right, okay.
I'm not sure. I hope it's not a swear word.
Right, we're going to dive straight into the news now. Freddy's are offering a full refurb, so they're going to bring the products back from new and bring the condition back from new. Can you tell me the details?
Yeah, well, if you've been into a machine shop, you've seen one of these orange industrial vacuums, I'm sure. But, you know, it's not a clean process, so 20, 30 years down the line, they're going to look rubbish, aren't they? So this is to bring them up to the latest spec, and they look as good as new. In fact, they pretty much are as good as new, but obviously you haven't got the cost of a new unit, so it's a bit of a no-brainer, really.
15,000 units sold in a 50-year history.
Incredible, isn't it?
And still units in the field for 30 years of age that haven't been touched or serviced since they were bought by the businesses.
They've made something quite good here.
Yeah, really good.
They've got a good business there. You know, in the last 3-4 years, it's gone like this. Slight change of business model, but yeah, it's a good company and a good product.
Why can't Hoovers at home last as long as that? I've had 2 in the last 5 years.
They're designed to fail, that's why.
Right, MTA. Now, this is James Selker, and he responds to the PM talk on Brexit.
It was a couple of weeks ago that the Theresa May obviously did her speech on the Brexit, and people talking about hard Brexit and how it's going to affect every industry, including manufacturing. The MTA are always keen to get their comments out, and they're obviously after more details, as everyone is, as to what the trade agreements are going to be between us and European countries after the exit. And, you know, they're not being negative about it, but they are trying to say, we want to find out what the trading relationship is going to be as soon as possible. Who knows how it's going to impact everybody? Are we in a strong position to negotiate a good deal? Some people say no, because we've got 27 member states that aren't going to want us to have a good as deal as what we've got now, which is understandable in some ways.
I would say the opposite. We've got buying power. Yeah, we purchase more than we sell. So to me, why would you give that up? But time will tell. No one knows. You know, if we did know the definitive answer, we wouldn't be sat doing this show, would we?
I think
it would be, you know, buying and selling stock and what have you. So
correct. And I think what is important is that over the last 9 months or however, or less than that, since the referendum, we've certainly seen no dip in manufacturing output. Jobs are up, unemployment's down, obviously, if jobs are up. So, you know, at the moment, things are positive.
I would argue it's improved since Brexit.
Yeah. Well, I think we're just about to talk about things within manufacturing that concur with that too.
Right, so don't go anywhere, because after this, we're going to find out about a facility that's creating 100 jobs. However, let's go over to Mark, who's at DMG MORI with Steve Finn.
Thanks, Lindsay. I'm here in Coventry, DMG MORI's showroom. I'm here with Steve Finn, the Managing Director. Steve, 2017, I know it's only a couple of weeks in. How's it panning out?
Well, firstly, Mark, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, your team and all of my customers. And it's been a great start. It's been really go from day one. In the first week we did a lot of our own organisation. We held sales meetings, we had a company day which focused on exceptional customer service, which is a real big driver for us this year. We've actually taken 7 orders within the first 9 days, and it has been very, very good start to the year. Yeah.
And I'm looking at the showroom, that some of these machines, they're not set up for demos. Why is that?
Well, that's interesting, Mark, isn't it? Because last time you guys were here, you made a big thing about that, but actually we've sold a lot of these machines, and what we do is we do a full geometric test on the machine along with a cutting test. We quarantine those results before the machine ever leaves the showroom, and these are all destined to go out to the customers. So it was a good result from the end of 2016.
Steve, also there's another announcement for Brexit. Does that affect DMG MORI UK?
There's a lot of political rhetoric that's going on at the moment. There's a lot of politicians that are standing on their soapbox. At the end of the day, we will see what will happen through the various courts of law, House of Commons, House of Lords, the EU. My belief is that business will actually have the final say. And at the moment, the business community within inside the UK is enjoying a very competitive arena. And as I said back in the end of 2016, let's really enjoy that. Let's make sure that we work hard to capture all the opportunities that are actually coming into the UK at the moment. So the political scene for me is a long way off. It seems to have very little impact. Business are the people, the subcontractors, the SEM, SMEs, and the bigger companies are the people that will run this country.
Well, good opinion. It sounds like DMG MORI UK, good start to the year. Back to the studio.
Okay, so on another positive note, 100 jobs are being made available. Who is it? What's going on? Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, well, it's Polytec, the Polytec Group. They're moving to Telford on the I-54, which is by Moog Aviation and obviously the large JLR plant, and there are other companies as well. But it's created another 100 jobs. It's part of the March's Local Enterprise growth deal. And yeah, another 100 jobs in Telford. Isn't that area doing well?
It is, and like you said, they're moving closer to what they're supplying. The automotive is big in that area geographically. I think it will be interesting for machinery suppliers, certainly on the injection moulding side, that they'll read here that they're going to be investing in a lot of capital equipment. So there's going to be lots of, the door's going to be knocked on many times, I'm sure, over forthcoming months. So, but good news to know that the automotive industry is doing well.
It's great. JLR have just announced they've got planning permission for a factory in Coventry now, and that's going to create another 750 jobs. Where all these jobs are going to keep, where they're going to get the people from, I'm not quite sure, because as we all know, it's an issue.
But I think if you did, talking about what we've spoken about, if you turned the telly off or you didn't read the papers and you didn't listen to what's going on in central government around about the European thing, you really wouldn't know that we're going through Brexit at the moment, because there are more jobs out there. Manufacturing is busy. There is investment in not only capital equipment but also new facilities and new plants as well. So maybe we should just do that, to turn everything other than swarf and chips off.
Other than swarf and chips.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 user stories today. First one, CTS. So they class themselves as a leading bespoke tool-making organisation in the UK, but to ensure they maintain that market position, they insist on a policy of ongoing investment. So what are the latest investments? They've just purchased,
actually it wasn't just purchased, they purchased it some time ago, but it's only recently that the press release has come out on the performance of the machine and what it's done for the business. But they purchased a die-sync EDM from Sodick machine tools, and it's an AD35L. What's interesting about this story is there's a few things. The performance of the machine, the fact that they used to have 2 manual machines, and this machine has replaced those 2 and done all the work that they did, plus still has spare capacity. And some of the reasons for that are the speed of the machine. It's got linear motor technology, so it's very fast. And in order to cope with the speed and produce the accuracy, the machine has got a very good build quality to it, and it's much heavier, but it needs to be in order to cope with the speed of the machine. But it means they get speed and accuracy. And I thought what was interesting, and I don't know whether you picked up on this, Joe, that actually you get a 10-year positional accuracy guarantee with Sodick machines when you buy them. 10 years.
What do you mean by that, sorry?
So the machine will be able to perform to a certain, cut parts to a certain accuracy, to machine parts to a certain accuracy. And they're saying that for 10 years, they're going to honour that as a guarantee that that will carry on. And if it doesn't, you can obviously bring them in and they'd sort it out for you.
You can only use it 5 minutes a day there.
Correct.
That was a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, it never ceases to amaze me how many EDM users there are. When I started along this journey 5-6 years ago, didn't see that many, but loads of people are buying them now, aren't they?
Yeah, and there used to be lots of manual machines, and those guys are taking out those manual machines and replacing them with this type of technology. And I think from a confidence element, when a supplier is offering you a machine with a 10-year guarantee, you're kind of like going, actually, I can't go far wrong here.
No, you can't. So, Joe, don't laugh, but I used to be afraid of this programme. Robot Wars, Sir Kill-a-Lot.
I wondered what you're going to say then. Yeah, good video this one, isn't it? We went there for Guhring, but I know it took Ian, the cameraman, he got a bit giddy when he saw all the robots and what have you. But yeah, it's a good video. They don't do a lot of machining, but what they do is Guhring help them along the way. But this was developed for the BBC, as you well know, and this is Sir Kill-a-Lot. And I was sent to Birmingham to Sir Kill-a-Lot. Of course, I knew it was a robot. Of course, I did. But yeah,
no, you didn't. You rang me up and asked me what it was. Because I didn't know either.
I do.
I know the guys in the office, they watch Star Wars, Robot Wars, and they got a bit excited about themselves. But no, a good endorsement of the two brands really, the fact that Guhring are helping Robo Challenge, who developed the Robot Wars set, on their mission, and that's actually a Guhring drill on the end there.
So what's the partnership?
It's a technical partnership. Guhring go in and offer advice, tools to produce the robots and things, and obviously for that, Guhring are getting a lot of visibility. There's been numerous press releases and this video, so yeah, it's good.
And a prototype. It's not just
the
Robot Wars robots that are quite frightening.
Yeah, these guys at Robo Challenge are unbelievable. It's like kids in the toy shop. They just think, oh, I've got an idea, and they go and make it.
Immense enthusiasm.
Yeah,
is a word to summarise it, or maybe 2 words.
We've already spoken about this company, Thomfield Engineering. They've been going 18 months and they're buying new machines. It's pretty awesome. Yeah,
Thomfield Engineering, a hell of a long way down to South Wales. We were there, and I suppose the big message behind this is the 2 new Doosan machines they've got. They bought when they started, just after they started the company. And it was as a result of Mills CNC support on the finance side that helped them through that journey. Often you find a new company starts and they buy used machines, but this time Ian Barber from Mills CNC got together with the guys at Thomfield Engineering and obviously put together a solution for them to buy these machines that helped them financially in the early days of their business. And it's been, nothing but a success since then from Thomfield, because they wanted machines that were reliable. You need that when you start a company. You need to make sure you satisfy your customers, and they've had that from the Doosan machines. They've got a DMG 400 and a Lynx 220. They're in quite a small facility there, but yeah, they're doing well. They're doing well.
They appear to be good engineers as well.
They are very good engineers, and I think isn't that when an engineer wants to start a company, he does it because he genuinely is an engineer,
And, you've had the success story of him. I know it was about the video, but he's got work there. That's only a week ago, and...
Yeah, it's what we do, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And that obviously isn't our intention. I mean, for this, it's about the story, and it's about finding out how Mills have supported them through their early days. And of course, if they look to buy more machines in the future, they've got another unit next door. The likelihood is there's going to be a lot more Doosan machines in there from Mills CNC, because he's a very happy customer, and he's carpeting the whole place with red carpet as well in the future. And he's going to buy a Freddy Hoovers
ready for our arrival. Nice to have a lady here as well.
You're not talking about this one, are you?
Well, no, you're very feminine though. Right.
the weekends.
ETG and Guhring. So on a hard-hinge Bridgeport, using Guhring tools through Tebis software. Talk to me about each one of these.
Okay, well, as part of any of the machining process, you need lots of collaborative different things, don't you? And this is exactly what happened here at ETG on this occasion. We can see Microlock there. There was also Tebis software, the XL1000 hard hinge from ETG themselves, and yeah, Guhring cutting tools. And the idea was basically we had a piece of tool steel and this Guhring diver, which we've talked about on the show a fair bit, it just destroys this material. It's the new advanced roughing strategies from Tebis. And to be honest with you, the machine loved it, the cutting tool loved it, and it was good. It was a good day. And Chloe articulated the machine very well, didn't she? You know, she knows her machines.
The idea behind this video and future productions of this nature is that a lot of the videos we produce are about machine tools and their specifications, about cutting tools and their specifications, the work holding, CAD CAM. We don't often put it all together and actually produce a part and show a realistic saving or a production process. And that's what we're doing here in conjunction with ETG, Guhring and the other guys. And that's what we're going to continue to do now over the course of 2017.
Like a whole package, that's what you're telling me. It's a whole package from start to finish. ETG, all of them are working together, Guhring, Tebis, and almost saying, right, here you go. When you come to us, there's your outcome, and this is what we can
Quite
do.
often there's a limiting factor. You might have a great machine, great tooling, but not great work holding, or maybe you haven't got CAD CAM technology yet. But on this occasion, we managed to bundle it all together, and like Paul says, it's a collaborative video from all the machining disciplines, really.
But every month this year, you're going to see lots of these with different tools, different CAM suppliers, different machines from ETG. All of that together, you'll see over the course of the year on videos like these.
Right. Eurospark. They've launched an EDM and it's from Hankook, and they say it's the smallest machine. Tell me why people need EDM machines and why are they going for a smaller machine?
EDM drills like this, you need them for start holes, for drilling holes. You may be putting a part from here onto a wire machine. Eurospark are an EDM supplier. They've got lots of manual machines. They do CNC, new and used as well. But this is their first kind of CNC EDM drill. They've spent a lot of time looking for the right machine for them, and it's very competitively priced. We were here just before Christmas and Ryan gave us quite a detailed overview of the machine, so it's a video worth watching. You can drill holes from 0.3 up to 6 millimeters. There are other features on this machine which are quite interesting. The wear element, so the diagnostics of the control and the software will tell you when you're drilling a hole whether the electrode is worn, so that you know you're going to get the correct depth. It's kind of like an offset on a machine tool. The programming's easy on it.
What I like is the footprint, or lack of footprint, I guess. Very compact machine.
But you know, this is what I'm picking up with EDMs. If you're saying it's like a start hole or anything like that, you don't really need a big EDM machine, do you?
No, and if you've got, you see some engineers trying to drill heat-treated material, okay, there's a place for that, but quite often you think, why are you bothering?
Yeah, and it's also
for the
got
price of these.
It's also got things like auto cutting conditions, which means that if you've got the right, you know what material you got, you know what you're trying to cut and how quickly you want to cut. Well, no, it will tell you how quickly to cut it, or the software will work out the speeds and feeds for it to.
It'll almost take some of the skill out of the job, doesn't it?
Which is what they've tried to do by bringing this machine in, to be able to deliver a machine to the market, which does all those things, but is very cost effective as well, like you said, in a neat footprint, very visible, and a control that's very easy to program.
Open Mind, Hypermill 2017. There's new functions, there's new optimization tools. Can you talk us through the benefits?
There is lots of benefits to Open Mind software. We've visited a lot of their customers recently who are getting great cycle time savings as a result of their max machining, up to 70% or even more than that. 2017, as with all software companies, new developments come along. Some of the features on the new version or the new software from Hypermill will be chip break functions. There'll also be new functions so that you can remove chips safely or safely from the machine. Greater control over chip breaking, that's what some of this news article tells us as well. There's also be a new version of max machining, which allows the spindle to be adjusted in the plunge macro for roughing. So there's lots of things that you can see on the new version of their software, which is going to be at standard manufacturing.
This Hypermill max machine, it's unbelievable, isn't it? But do you think you'll ever get to a stage where they think, do you know what, we're done now, we can't get these software any better?
They can't, can they? I mean, because you can always get better, you can always develop, you can always make things
CAD,
faster, but you will be restricted by the capabilities of the machine tool and the tooling. So,
right.
But when it comes to where Hypermill are going, they're certainly right at the forefront.
Upper echelon.
Upper echelon, nice word.
Thanks for that. Paul and I met up with Mark Wood, the director of AVON CNC, and we discussed Lehmann rotary tables. Welcome to the show, Mark. Now, you're the sole distributor for Lehmann tables in the UK. Can you describe to me the range?
Yeah, Lehmann rotary tables are small to medium range CNC rotary tables. As far as the sort of sizes we're looking at, that's from the very smallest watch parts, which is what Lehmann originally started out in that industry in Switzerland. They're a Swiss-built rotary table. The largest is a 600mm swing diameter part of approximately 2,000 kilograms. So it's from that whole range of parts.
It's a big range. And
Yeah.
for me, what's the reason people go for the Lehmann tables? Because I personally see it, you've got a 3-axis machine, you want to extend to 5-axis, and you know, there's a big investment difference there. Why do people go for the rotary tables?
Well, the Lehmann rotary tables particularly, they're a good quality product. They've got a good heritage, a lot of innovation, good product range, a lot of flexibility in the product range, and a lot of unique selling characteristics. They're a very compact product, very high specification, even though they're a very compact product. And like I say, they adhere to the Swiss philosophy of continual improvement and innovation of a standard product. Lehmann don't do anything else. That's all they do is build rotary tables. It's all they've ever done, and it's a case of continual improvement.
There's a lot of competition in this market, 4th and 5th axis units, even more so in the last sort of 4 or 5 years from the Far East. You mentioned Swiss-built product, which is synonymous with quality and performance. Do you find that competition is encroaching onto your marketplace, or do you sell quite easily against that because of those elements?
Yeah, it's not difficult really once we get talking to an end user to convince them of the benefits of Lehmann, because that job's made quite easy for us, because if you stack up the comparative specifications unit for unit.
And what would some of those be, just to give us an idea? Power,
speed, clamping torque, maximum spindle load, cycle time, in virtually every specification, Lehmann will outclass most of the competition.
The vertical machining centre area is a key one to say. I'm sure that represents
That's
the majority of
yeah.
your sales.
Yeah.
The reasons that people tend to go for the table over maybe an integrated 5-axis machine is its flexibility, isn't it? You can take the table off the machine, you're still left with a metre bed or a metre and a half bed or whatever it might be. You can put it back onto the machine. You can basically do your finished op on the area of the table that's still free, and have the 4th or 5th axis unit there to do the other ops of the cycle time, or the part. So it is total flexibility really that the 4th axis gives. And people do like the fact you can take them off quickly, you can forget about it for 2 months, but if you've got a table, you know that when you're quoting for a job, you can think,
I've got that.
Stick the 4th axis on the machine, makes me more competitive, gets the part off.
And for a fairly low cost, you can have the capacity for a 5-axis machining centre from one of your existing 3-axis machines, and you can quote for that work without having the layout of buying a complete new machine.
And there is also the element of when you're machining a part, or when you're doing more operations in one hit, you're reducing the possibility of scrapping a part. If you have to take apart, if you've got a 4th axis unit and you're indexing it and you're doing 4 faces, rather than taking that part off and moving it to different machines to do the 4 different faces, where you could get inherent, inaccuracies along the journey, you don't get that with a 4th or 5th axis unit.
Talking about cost, you've got a 5-axis tap, new product, cost but without compromise, but quality. Talk to us about this.
Tap is a new product. It's been evolved out of the last 10 years when Lehmann introduced the 500 series table, a complete new design, a complete new philosophy for Lehmann. So they've been working with that now, the whole range of tables there for the past 10 years. They've looked at the market, what they really need to do, what customers are demanding, and this is the next evolution, the tap rotary table. So it's taking all that into consideration, and it's the next level really for Lehmann, the next standard product. So it is really a completely new product, but it is backward compatible with the 500 series. It's the same tables, but now in a new form.
Right, okay.
Summarise it, in my head, it's a lower cost 5-axis table, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
Take your machining centre to the...
Streamlined.
To have 5-axis machining capability at a lower cost. And we've discussed this in the past, when engineers look at going to a 5-axis solution from a 3-axis machine, they often think, might cost me 25, 30k. Well, it's a bit much. It's a bit much for me to justify. But with this coming in at sort of, I don't know, 16,
17,000. Yeah,
17K.
it all depends on what machine you've got, what the motors are and the drives, etc.
It makes
yes,
that
around
decision
about that
easier.
level. Yes.
It makes that decision easier. It means you can go to you can quote for jobs at a full 5-axis because you know you've got that capability there, and again you can take it off and put it back onto the machine. It's a bit like you know, when you buy your BMW, do you need some of the features? They value engineered it. Do you need some of the features in your car that you've actually got when you need to just get from A to B? Do you need your sat nav, your heated seats?
Yeah.
All those niceties, your Bluetooth connection or whatever it might be. Do you actually need them when you want to make a component? And that's where the tap has really sort of come into play, isn't it? And when you talk about the tap, I think it is important to mention the specification, because we've got a short cycle times when it comes to indexing, 90 degrees, 0.22 of a second, which is extremely fast. You can take up to 133 kilograms of weight on it as well, which there's not many components that are going to be that heavy or above that weight. You've got 2,000 Newton meters of clamping force or clamping torque, and you can take 400 millimeters in diameter of a component. It's backlash free. There's 20 standardized workpiece clamping options or systems as well. So there's lots to this. And as well, equally as important is the fact that you can do simultaneous 5-axis machining and not just positional.
Yeah.
So I think in my head, well, who's attracted to this? There's going to be lots of engineers out there at the moment that are looking at buying maybe a 4th-axis unit that might cost them as much as what a 5-axis unit from Lehmann would be. So why wouldn't you go for a 5? Because you can do everything that a 4 does, plus one more.
Excellent maths, Paul.
I've got my calculator here.
Right, okay, you're obviously very successful at selling these tables. Can you kind of conclude as to why or what the key is to your success?
We're selling a top quality Swiss product, which by the fact of their own development and production techniques is a low cost product. We have a very streamlined organisation in the UK. We've got our own service and commissioning engineers and our own sales network, but we don't have vast showrooms or fleets of cars to run, so we can actually sell those products at a very competitive price relative to our competition in the UK.
You came on your bike today, didn't you? That's why.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. It's in my car.
I would support that by saying that there are lots of distributors in the UK that are distributing products that don't have the organisation behind them when it comes to the engineering experience, the service team and the support that AVON CNC do. And I think when you're buying a mechanical product that's got not just mechanics but electronics as well, you need to know that if there's a problem, you can pick up the phone and get it sorted. And I think that's where the two companies that you operate, or your business, really does score.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Mark.
Thank you.
If you're interested in Lehmann rotary tables, contact Mark on the details on the screen.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Are you going to be able to take that back on your bike?
Thank you, that's brilliant. Thank you, Paul. It's better than being on blankety blank.
I haven't got a checkbook.
Hi Colin, now today we're going to be talking about the MTD network, but RFQs.
We are, but I want to stop you there first. I want to mention PES very quickly. We did an email campaign for them last week. I phoned up Martin to see how it went, and he told me to go away because he was too busy. So very, very successful. But in that email campaign, we mentioned his vac mat. We've done a quick 1 minute long video about the vac mat, so we're going to go over to that first of all.
Okay, Danny, vac mat. What is it and how does it work?
Okay, so the vac mat is particularly useful with components that you want to cut all the way through. So thin components like this that you want to hold on a vacuum bed, but you've got profiles around the outside or holes through, because this mat is actually a consumable item. So you can cut into this without damaging the fixture while still maintaining the vacuum under the part that you've got on there.
Okay, let's have a go. Let's try it.
Try and get that off.
Oh, I wouldn't want to show you up. But okay, so now this is ready for the machining process. We can end mill all the way around there, full depth, so you finish your component.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to think of another way of doing that. We'd have to have multiple clamps or maybe oversized material to be able to do that. So it's a good solution. Thanks, Danny.
You're welcome.
Wow, what a video.
It's a great little product, isn't it? Get the profiling done all in one op, so it just saves time, makes it more competitive.
Perfect. Right, okay, RFQs.
RFQs. Now, first of all, RFQs, we assume everybody knows what an RFQ is, request for quote. Basically, if you want a component manufactured, that's what it is. So it's inquiry, send through your drawing, we'll get it sorted.
Send through the drawing. How are people submitting these then?
Well, there's one of two ways. On the website, there's an inquiry section, very easy. Name, email, telephone number, what you want manufactured, add your drawing, done in 1 minute. That will go out to our network of engineers.
And then the other way?
Just email me, simple as that.
Oh, okay, so you're going to be in control of everything?
Yes, and then that will come in, that will go to our engineers on the network, and then they'll decide if A, if they want a quote, and B, send the quote out.
Okay, then, so how are you driving business to the company?
Well, that's key to it. A, the MTD brand, because we're so well known in the industry, people will look at the website, but also we do regular emails out to our database of over 45,000 people, so they'll see MTD, they'll know that inquiries can be done via us, and they'll send us through those drawings.
Right, okay then. And you're telling me this is all happening, but I want to see some proof. Is this proof?
This is proof, yeah. I've got all the inquiries here, but they're actually on, if as a network customer, they're all in their cockpit, so in the background they can see all the inquiries that come through.
Right.
But some great examples. This one, a little bit different. 20 drawings came through for this. It is a bespoke product. Not all the engineers wanted to quote on it because of the type of work it was. 20 drawings. One of our guys, District Tooling, loved that piece of work, so they've taken it on board.
Okay, we'll pop those on the screen for everyone to see.
Yep.
Right, okay, so that's something that, not everyone wants, but District Tooling said, yeah, I can do that.
But it made it easy because people submitted it to us, and we went out to all our engineers. They didn't have to make loads and loads of phone calls. Kept it really simple per person.
You're saving people time, because for me, I know an engineer, it's going to take them a lot of time to find this type of work.
Yeah, well, that's a one-off. But this component, as another example, a little bit difficult because the hole is off-centre, 500 off, out to our engineers. Again, they can quote. So another example, then another example here, bit of turning, bit of slotting. A little bit tricky. Our engineers loved it. All quoted, won the business.
And that folder is full of examples.
It is. But you can have the engineers on MTD Network get access to all that in their cockpit.
Wonderful. So if I'm an engineer and I want some, some more work, basically, you can go onto the website. And then if I'm, say, a buyer, for example, and then I'm looking to outsource all of my work, then you can go onto the website and you're going to find that information. You're going to be finding drawings as part of the MTD network.
As a buyer, just send through the information via the website or straight to me, and then we'll get that out to my engineers.
That's brilliant. So basically, people need to join the MTD network, and also by going on the website, you're going to find work as well.
Yes.
Brilliant. Now here's a deal exclusive to MTD on Workholding. You can save £1,000, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Let's start off with NCMT. They've got a special offer on an Akuma. What's the machine? What's it all about?
Well, there you go, MU 6300 VL. This is a universal centre, 5-axis machining, but you can also do turning with this machine as well. I think there's lots of engineering companies out there that would love an Akuma 5-axis machine or universal centre.
Akuma Tata.
and they may think it is out of their reach or out of their league, but there is a deal on this machine at the moment. It is available in stock. Admittedly, yeah, you need to be machining some pretty tidy parts and some larger components. But if you are, and you're looking at 5-axis machining or universal machining or doing the parts in one hit, then this machine is an option as a deal at the moment.
Could you do production turning on it, or is it just limited turning functionality?
It's a bit like when you look at the Mazak type machines where you can turn. Are they machines predominantly for turning, or would you use a turning centre? No, you'd use a turning centre.
Yeah.
But can you turn on them? Yes. Is the power
got the
there to
option.
turn on them? Yes. Does it mean you can save time from taking a part off this and putting it onto a turning machine? Yes, it does. So in answer to your question, Joe, yes, you can.
And Richard was very good, wasn't he?
He was. That's his favourite machine of the Akuma range
Is
as
he
well.
going to buy one?
Ask him. Ring him up. Got his number.
Trumpf Lasers. They've got an X demo from 2015. What's the machine? What's the deal?
They've actually got 3 machines at the moment. This is is one of them. This is the 3030 True Laser. It's a 4 kilowatt laser machine. It's a solid state laser. and it's actually available in mid-May in 2017. But as with all Trumfer machines, you don't often find them coming up quickly in stock. So even by saying this is available in mid-May for a machine of this nature, that's pretty good, because it'll be you know, the condition of it will be excellent. It's an ex-demo machine, and if you're looking at a laser machine, then this is an option from Trumfer.
It'll be a good spec. If it's come out of the showroom, it's going to be a good spec.
Yeah, and it's a 4 kilowatt as well.
Yeah.
I want to know about saving some money. £1,000. What's this all about?
This is a microlock work holding kit exclusive to MTDCNC. Here we've got a grid plate where we've got 4 clamps and 2 location points. You can clamp 4 parts as I'm demonstrating there. In fact, you can clamp a lot more parts than that by turning the vices through 90 degrees. Total universal work holding. These retail at £3,250, but as Colin tells you at the end of the video,
$2,250, really?
yeah, exclusive to MTD. It's been a deal of the week, and yeah, you know, if you're looking for work holding on a milling machine or a vertical machine,
Is that the 75?
That's the kit 75 series. Yeah, there is also a 60 series that they've got a deal on there, but we're not focusing too hard on that at the moment, because we're focusing.
They sell a lot of that, don't they?
Just quickly, Paul, can you round up? How do they get this?
They can get this by contacting Microlock through MTDCNC. So this particular video that we see here is in the special offers section of MTD. They can go through and watch that if they haven't seen it already, and then register their interest with Microlock, and they can get that deal for $2,250, as Colin told us.
That's a wrap. Next week on the show, we've got David Dunn from Tornos. If you want to watch any previous episodes, click on the links on the screen. Keep those comments coming in, and as we always say, keep those spindles turning.